Well, I missed this trade down here at the opening of the E period low with the cross trade here. I had my eyes on the 50s, which is the low period of the D period, and it didn't get down to the 50s and then bounced up here to the 55s, so we missed the trade. We'll take a break and see if we can't find an entry in the 53s. We're going to take the 55s here. I'm going to go long too at 55. We missed the better trade location down in the 50. Could have probably got filled in the 53s, but we didn't get down there, so we took the 55s. This is just above the breakout area right here. Good enough for me. We'll set our exit here at 56 1/4. We haven't got filled yet for the first contract. We'll set our second target at 5 points above. Break even stop at that point. I looked for the December 30th chart in my chart books, and for some reason it wasn't there. I had the 31st posted under the 30, and that was no good. I had no ability to understand where any high volume clusters was, so I need to fix that. But anyway, we'll pause the video and watch this market here. Alright, we got filled on the 56.25, so we have our break-even stop at 55, our target at 61 1/4. Or, excuse me, our target at 60. Well, we got stopped out on the 55s. We'll look for a re-entry here. Oh, look at that. We didn't even get a re-entry at our original price of 55. All we did was get stopped out. We'll continue looking, though. Look at that. It came down to 55, 120 traded, got stopped out, and then the market ran, and looks like it would have filled the 60 target. Ain't that a bitch? Well, we have a big gap down. I looked at the 31st, January 31st. They're selling at the 73 to 77 area. So that's where resistance is, in between here and there, who knows. We'll pause and look for opportunities. Alright, we're going to take the 57s here, long to a 57 on a retracement. Alright, we got filled on the 57, 58 1/4, so we'll put our break-even stop at 57 and target back up. 5 points would be 63. 63 is the C period high, so we'll target the C period high. We'll look for an exit if we find some cross trade that would prevent us from getting that high. 62 is a 5-point target. I realized why I couldn't find my chart. I was looking for it in December and saw the pattern on a several day individual profile chart and tried to look at December and nothing matched, and I realized I was looking in the wrong month. So, well, we're stopped at 57. Hasn't been hit yet, but we're trading in the 57s. The chart from the 31st shows a block of trading that spans 3 points from 45 to 1348. So the D period low coming down to 50 tested that point. Lots of buying came in at well, enough buying came in at 50. Just above that, that's why we intuitively saw the D period low approaching that BCD congestion area on the 31st, and sure enough confirmed on the volume and price chart. That area was a big block. So that was certainly intraday support. Now I think the best we could do is stick with this trade. If we get stopped out, look for re-entry, and we'll do that. Well, there's the 57s. They got me stopped out once again. Let's see if we can't find a re-entry somewhere. The F period just opened up. We're going to take the 56.75s, long to 56.75. Remember, the initiative buying came in from the block of trade from the 52 to 54, so if we test the 52 to 54s, we'll look to better the position. I think during this month we're going to wait on the bettering of the position by more than 2-point spread. I noticed last month sometimes that gets us in a position where we reach our 4% threshold because we get better location 2 points later, and then it drops or goes up higher and blah blah blah. And I really don't desire to carry 6 contracts. 4 is okay, it fits within my trading methodology pretty good. So we're going to span a few more points. We're going to leave the market breathe a little bit from our original entry, And if we do get down to the 52s, 53s, we'll better the position 3 or 4 points below our initial. So in other words, we're willing to carry our 2 contracts down a few points before we better the position. Well, we clicked up to 58, but there was no activity on the bid, so we couldn't sell and offset our initial contract. So we're meandering here in the 56s. So we'll keep an eye on a retest down to that 52 to 54 range. Stay put. Well, we didn't do anything to better our 56.75s. I would have liked to got a little lower. By the time anything became obvious, we were in the 55, 54, 55 range, and that's just, within my original 2 points that I was working within last month. I'm trying to change this one. So we're still standing tight with our 2 at 56.75. Alright, we're getting near this 51 area, 52 area, where I would consider taking another 2 contracts if we see some cross-trade activity. I like the fact that we only have 2 contracts. We didn't get an additional 2 contracts in the 54s. The next big area on the 31st, we had initiative buying was from the 45s to the 48s. A little bit of buying here in the 52s, 53s, but we should see support here in the 52s. We're going to take the 53s and see a little cross trade. We didn't get the 53s. We're a little late on that. Let's see if we can get the 53s. That's enough cross trade, close enough to the 52s, 51s, 52s to get a position in the 53s. But we didn't get filled. Alright, there's the 53s. So we have 2 at 53, and we'll figure out our average. That makes our average for break even out on 4, 54 3/4, give or take. Now we see some cross volume here, so hopefully this is supported, because when we have 4 contracts, we carry a 200 per point load below our average price, which is 54 3/4. So we're already $400 below our entry. And our threshold is about 5%, which is about $1,000. We might bump that up a little bit. We'll have to take a look at that this month. We're looking to offset 3 contracts, our 56.75s at break even, and then our 53, one of those at 56.75, and keep one at till 5 points higher, 58. We're just about 2 minutes from the G period opening. Well, I was about to say you can see some positive volume in the pullback column, and then the column switched, and we'll see here if this cross trade holds in the 52s. Well, the H period just opened up, and we're waterboarding here, being patient. We're underwater still with our average out for all 4 at 54.87. Up here we saw some cross trade. I've been watching that over the last few days. I've seen that happen a couple times, and then the market retrace a couple points. Not that I'm good enough to be able to trade within a couple point range and make any money at it, but nonetheless, it was an observation. Now you can see just on light volume, we're back up here testing this 14 to 11, this 1194 to 1101, and looks like they're hitting the ass. Maybe these guys will cover their shorts and propel this market up toward our break-even target. All right, we're right where we were, just a little bit under the G period low. We're right in the cluster of January 31st, right in the middle in the 46s, 47s, where there was a significant amount of buying that took us up to the recent highs. So we're going to take a look here. I'm hesitant to add another 2 contracts since we've been underwater so long, but that might be the right thing to do here. And then we had an opportunity to get out for even, but didn't take it up at the 54.75s. We almost did. We didn't take above it to get filled at our actual target, and we missed it, and then it fell down 8 points to where we are here. So we see some cross trade down here. We're going to take the 47s. That puts our out for even on all 6 contracts at 52.25, and if we get back to 52.25, I'm out of this market today. Won't make the same mistake twice like I did similar to yesterday. We'll get out on the second opportunity for sure. 52.25 is break even on all 6. And we're going to reverse and go short 2 contracts at 44. Our target on these 2 contracts is the close. We'll expound into snippets. We took a nice loss on those 6 contracts. At average price of 52.25. Our fill was 44. We got to look to get out of these 44s. This J period is starting to build close to positive delta. We're out of the 44s to the 45.75, 46s. What a trade! Hung in there for almost 4 periods and stopped myself out at a higher point than our usually 4 or 5%, more close to 10% today. And then went short at the 44s, thinking it was a break, and now we're back in the 47s. At least we're out for a small loss on the second trade. We're going to wrap this video and produce another one if we see any opportunity.